Like a Home Depot podcast.
Welcome back to Word of Mouth, not the Home Depot podcast yet. We haven't been sponsored by them yet, but I did just buy a house, so maybe
Nice, house flex.
house flex. Maybe I'll, try and swing something. We'll see. Hey, Jacob.
Hello, Steven is not here. I am here.
Yep.
We counted it up. This is episode number 14
that
I am on that Steven is not. So that's pretty fun. Wait, actually, that's not true. A lot of the ones I've been on, Steven's also on.
Yeah.
But I've been on 14 episodes, so that's pretty exciting.
Honorary co-host.
Love it.
And we have a guest here sitting between the two of us. Who is this?
My name is Eliza Weaver, and I am Paper Eliza.
Hey, Eliza.
Let's go.
So happy to be here.
Welcome.
So glad to meet both of y'all. Today's my first day meeting y'all.
Which is crazy.
I know.
That makes it so much better.
I know.
Genuinely, it makes it so, because it's like we're interviewing. We just right before this we interviewed my best friend from high school, and it's like
Which also, to be clear, like he's moving to Paris to work for Disneyland in Paris. So it's also like he has.
It's like really cool
things going on.
So yeah, but it's like
just
I'm. It's not just like my friend. I'm being like, dude, tell me about this, and like I know everything. But with you, it's like I don't know anything.
I know. Blank slate.
I know your brother.
Always,
that's kind of it.
Yeah, it's always like I get more nervous when I interview people I don't know, but it's also more exciting when it goes well.
Yeah,
because it's like, dude,
high risk, high reward.
I can talk to a stranger and it's okay, and it turns out to be a good episode.
Yeah, it's good for your confidence.
Right.
Too.
So
you're like, oh yeah, I can make conversations.
Can you turn my ears up a little bit?
Yes, I think that.
Check.
One.
Yeah, that's great.
Cool.
Thank you,
Eliza. So I want to get to Paper Eliza. Well, let's go through Paper Eliza first. What is Paper Eliza?
Paper Eliza is a online boutique wedding stationery company. And so, I mean, we specialize in wedding paper, but we do a lot of just card sets, stuff like that too, some ready-made products. And it's just me, and I've been doing it since my freshman year at Samford University, which now is like that's like 8 years ago.
That's
which
crazy.
is crazy. It makes me feel old. But I've been doing it for 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild. So I kind of wanted to go back through growing up, Eliza, because one of the questions I think is most interesting to ask business owners is like, could you have guessed this is what you were going to end up doing whenever you were older? Could you have guessed that this is what you would have ended up doing when you were older, Eliza?
Never wedding stationery specifically, but yes, with owning my own business. Like that was always my dream. As a little girl, I never had a specific dream of like, this one thing is what I want to do one day. But I just always knew that I would own my own business.
Yeah.
Ever since I was probably like 5 years old, it was like dog walking, pet sitting. I started a girls' camp when I was in like second grade, and I was taking care of babies with like 3 of my friends. And
That's
I don't know
crazy.
why people were dropping off their kids, but I did that all throughout high school. That was a really big thing. I just always had all of these businesses, jewelry, anything that like, I just loved creating a brand ever since I was a little girl. Like I remember being on like Word on my computer and creating business cards for myself. So it was never specifically paper, even though like I did enjoy that side of owning a business. But I just loved starting with nothing, working really hard, and having like a little extra money for myself. You really see the product of your hard work. And I loved that. So I was addicted to that from just the first time I ever earned any money for myself. But I didn't like go to Samford majoring in entrepreneurship. I came in as a marketing major, never was I just never saw myself doing weddings. I didn't even know that that was a thing that I could do. But I just always loved to be busy and having something to do. So I was interning. I accidentally started interning my freshman year with a wedding stationery designer. And she's amazing. She's so talented. But I was interning with her kind of office mate who specialized in marketing and graphic design for smaller businesses. And so I ended up just working for both of them and running errands for both of them and just learning the insides of both businesses. And I remember thinking, I was like, oh, her job's terrible. Like she's working with all these brides and like, oh my gosh, they need something from you all the time. And like, it's so funny now that like, that's where God has me, because it's the perfect job for me. I love my life now. I say it all the time. I feel like the luckiest girl in the world. And that sounds so stupid to even say, but like, I'm just so grateful for this job and everything it's allowed me to do. And I never would have thought that weddings would be it. Like even that same year that I was doing it, I was like, oh, that's like, it's really cool. She owns her own business and she's around beautiful things all day and she's so talented and that's really fun. But I like also see the hard parts of it too. But it all started with just a stationery set that one of my friends asked me to make. And now I'm making her wedding stationery right now, which is really special.
Whoa,
but
that's so cool.
I know.
So full circle.
So full circle. The first stationery set I made, I had like a lot of friends going off and working at summer camps. And so they were like, oh, will you make me stationery? And I was like yearbook editor for a couple years in high school. So I knew my way around InDesign, which is what like they had used. And I had this connection now with the printer through who I was interning with. And so I just like called up this fulfillment printer and I created the little file and I was like, I would like to print one stationery set. And they were like, okay, we'll set you up a fulfillment account. What's your company name? And I was just like, Paper Eliza. It's just kind of like the first thing on the top of my head. I remember sitting in like the gosh, what's it called? The UC, like now where O. Henry's is and stuff like that was not there. My freshman year, it was like spring of my freshman year, and making that call to the printer, which is so funny to think about now. But that's how Paper Eliza was born. So I was doing a lot of stationery sets, and then I was doing a lot of these like wall prints, which was very much of the time. Like you can look at that. It's like super generic. Like I'm sure y'all have seen a million people do this, and it just like looks like 2018. And I'm so glad I'm not doing this anymore. But like everything, it all like, I don't know. It's all grown by demand. And so as I got older, like then my friends started getting married and they were like, oh, will you make my wedding stationery? And so that was just a very normal next step. And I was in the Sanford Incubator Program for entrepreneurs. I have a law office there my senior year of college. And that really helped me with my confidence in my business, I would say. I entered some different like grant competitions and got to go to Silicon Valley for one and present my business and these things. It was really fun.
That's crazy.
But like I'm also, there's people who've like invented this really cool, crazy medical device that helps like discard needles. It's the stuff I don't understand. And then I'm there and I'm like, here's my wedding stationery. And they're like, how are you scaling? And I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm a senior in college and all these
What
people
is scaling? I don't have any scales. I print paper.
I'm like, well, it works for now.
Yeah.
And I didn't win that one. But it's
That's
just
such a Silicon
me.
Valley question though.
How are you scaling?
How are you scaling this?
And I'm like, oh,
Paper.
When are you going to take this public?
Yeah, can you actually tell me how to scale? Can I like pay you?
Yeah.
So it's just so funny. Like it was not what I was a senior in college. I wasn't going to take it full time at that point, but it was really fun and I loved having that creative outlet. But at the same time, like throughout my academic career at Sanford, I started marketing. I was marketing major, and then I ended up adding the finance degree. And it's just so interesting that, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but when you are in college and like your teachers are really encouraging you in one area, you're like, oh, I've never thought about that before. But like, I'm not trying to make this like too Sanford-y, but I'm like, is this God speaking through this professor telling me this is like the career that I need? Is this what I need to be doing with my life? Like I was good at school in finance, but also I like studied really hard and worked really hard. And so I enjoyed doing well in finance, but it wasn't what was like my passion, of course, but that's okay. Like your job doesn't have to be your passion. So if you have something else that is your passion, it doesn't have to be your job. So I was just figuring it out, and it's the Lord's perfect timing. But 2020 was when I graduated. And of course, that's when the pandemic happened. And I had interned at Regions the year before and actually gotten a full-time job that same summer. So the summer before my senior year, that's how a lot of like corporate banking banks work, is you'll intern for some kind of like program post-graduation. So thankfully, I got a job there and COVID hit and I had this stable and secure job. So I was just so thankful.
Did you work from home or were you in the office?
I did. So when I interned the summer before, that was 2019, I was going into office every day and I loved it. It was so much fun. I loved dressing up and I just felt so like I'm from a town in South Carolina that's like not super small, but like not super big either. And so I was like, I'm going downtown into the big city of Birmingham.
I still have that. I grew up in Mississippi and down, like I grew up outside of Jackson.
Okay.
And Jackson is the city in Mississippi. But
it's still Mississippi.
Even downtown Jackson has like 2 buildings that are over like 10 stories or whatever.
Like
it's not big, you know?
Uh-huh.
And so when I go downtown, I'm like, I'm going downtown.
Yes,
and now like my dream is just to work downtown. I don't care what I'm doing. I just want to go downtown. Like,
it adds
it's
like
just so
a
cool.
level to it.
Yeah.
Like, wow, good for me. I don't know. I was so proud of myself. I was like I don't know. I was 21 at that point. And I was like, wow, big girl job. And I really loved it. And I think that like the Lord put that on my heart because like that's where I needed to be at the time. But then when I graduated, so grateful to have a job. I knew a lot of people who were struggling to find one. But it was fully remote. And so it was just so hard. Like everyone understands this, of course. But it was, it just wasn't the same, but that's not the bank's fault. It's just how the world was. So I really think that like at the same time I was always doing paper just on the side. It was never anything more than that. And I didn't have enough business to take it full time. It was just something that was really fun and a creative outlet for me. But throughout the years I was doing both, like, I got more and more business and the Lord continued to bless paper and he just continued to bless it. And it just got to a point where my life was unsustainable. I was exhausted. Like friendships were I had no time for friends, which was just sad. Like I felt like a shell of myself. I like my morning routine, day of my life. I would wake up like at 5 a.m. and I don't know how I did all of this. Now looking back, I can like barely get myself out of bed at a normal time. I'm like, how did I do that? But I would wake up at 5 a.m. and I would work immediately. And then I would go to bar and then I would work more. This is all paper. And then I would go into Regions and I would like sit in my car before Regions so that I would like not waste any time walking anywhere. And I would be on my computer doing paper and then leave that stuff in my car, go work Regions for a couple hours during my lunch break, go back to my car, sit in my car and eat my lunch and do paper, go back inside, come back out and do paper. And I remember like all of the coffee shops that I went to, it would just be determined by like how late they were staying open because I didn't want to, I wanted to keep home because, and this was after we started going into the office, obviously. Cause I was so sick and tired of working at home during 2020 COVID that I was like, no, I just need to keep home separate. So I would be out at like Greenwise because it was open the latest.
Yeah.
I'm like at a grocery store every night until 10 p.m. And it just was so unsustainable. I was exhausted and I felt like I was slacking in every area of my life. And I just felt like God put me in a corner and was like, you cannot do this anymore. You have to make a choice. And I felt like he was calling me to do my business full time. And that's always been my dream.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful. Going back to the original question, I never would have thought that this was my job, but I'm not surprised that this is my life.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Totally.
And so I think that I think about that all the time of like, would younger me be proud of where I am right now? Because when I was younger, I had all of these dreams. And like when I was a little girl, like we were kind of talking about living in a big city, I would have loved to live in New York City. Like that was a big dream of mine. And now I'm like, that just like what I love my life now. Like that would have never worked. But in other things, I wanted to own my own business one day. I wanted to go have a flexible schedule and travel a lot and like get invited to like, this is niche, but like things with like companies that I believed in and cared about and stuff like that. And I do get to do all of these things now. And so I feel really grateful and so thankful that my life is like this right now, but it's not, wedding paper is not like
Right.
what I
You probably
expected.
didn't know what that was when you were
No,
6.
I had no clue.
Or 12.
No, or
Yeah.
maybe like until I got to Sanford before
Yeah,
getting
and
married.
people asked you to do that.
Oh my gosh, I remember one of my friends, she was younger than me. So she was probably like a sophomore or a junior at the time. And she had been interning at with a wedding planner. And someone had asked me to do my first wedding suite. And I like texted her and I was like, can you come over tonight and like explain every piece of paper that goes into the invitation suite? Because I don't want to get this wrong. I don't want to like forget anything and I want to sound like I know what I'm doing. And she did. And it, like, then it was like a lot of Googling until then. But it truly, everything up until this point has been very like client driven of like what do they want to see, and then you kind of just have to like bluff and make it happen, and then you get more and more confident about it.
Totally.
And now I'm in a place where I feel like nothing surprises me now, which I'm really grateful for. But it took a long time to get there because I had to narrow in on the exact products that I wanted to focus on. When like before I was doing these prints on the wall, the 2018 prints, and they took so much time and there was very little like profit from it. And so I really, these competitions, like going to Silicon Valley and stuff like that, it really made me focus on, okay, what are the products that like are bringing in the most revenue and take the least amount of time and stuff like that. And so that's why I started to focus on wedding paper predominantly, because it has higher counts. So like people are ordering these large products or like 200 counts, and you're willing to spend more money on that versus like it's really expensive if you're just ordering like 50 cards because of all the design fees that are included. So it makes more sense if you're ordering more of them.
Right.
If that makes sense. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, yeah, I'm following.
Yeah. So it's taken a lot of trial and error and playing around with the products and stuff like that. But I'm in a place where like I feel really good about my product offering, and it makes me really excited, and I have a lot of things on the horizon that I'm excited about too. So yeah, that's just
awesome.
I hit so many things.
Yeah. No, that was fantastic. I love it. Yeah.
Good.
So what all do you offer?
Yeah. So we offer something called semi-custom, which like the layouts are already pre-designed and we're dropping in names. And you can add a crest or you can add a venue illustration. But that's
and this is also invitations, right? Are there other things also, I assume, included in all of this? So
semi-custom includes like suites, which is 3 and 4 piece suites. 3-piece suites are online RSVPs, and 4-piece suites are you send back a traditional card and envelope. But you can also add on envelope liners, these things called gatefolds that kind of hold all the cards together, and then belly bands as well, which hold then the gatefolds together. But we also have rehearsal dinner inserts. So that's pretty much all of semi-custom invitations. So weddings is, like I said, probably like 80% of what I do, I guess. And then all of our custom paper is a la carte. So that is a lot more design intensive, and I'll work from the ground up based off of what my clients are looking for. And it requires probably like, if you want custom paper versus semi-custom, the reason you're going fully custom is you want all of these like super unique illustrations. So that kind of is the difference between the two, I would say. Like semi-custom is pretty much text only, with a couple, like you can add the crest, like I said. But if you want fully custom, there aren't limited colors we can use. We can use any font type thing too, in any illustrations.
Did you ever think about studying art at school, like graphic design or something like that?
And it's funny, like I still don't consider myself much of an artist. Like that's what I do for like most of my day, but I just love like all the business side of things.
Yeah.
That I consider myself a business owner, but that's what I do most of my day.
Yeah.
Is illustrate stuff. But I never thought about it. It's just funny to think about now.
I've wrestled a lot with my relationship with creativity through the years, because when I was growing up, my youngest sister is like the painter, the drawer, like what you think of as artist, and she's like unbelievable at it. And I was always like, well, I'm into a lot of these things. Like I like clothes and cool graphics and music and all this kind of stuff, but I didn't ever consider myself an artist because I wasn't sitting down and painting for fun or something, because I don't consider myself to be very good at it, and I honestly don't really enjoy it that much. And it took a long time for me to realize I am an artist, but my art is not drawing and sketching. It's like how I express myself with clothes, and it's going out and venturing and doing a podcast, and like, I don't know, there's just so many ways to be creative, and like creativity and problem solving is kind of like the way that the world goes round in a way. Like that's kind of how I've begun to think about it. And most of my interests have to do with business. And I think the way that I will ultimately manifest my creativity in my career is by building a business. It's like what I aim at and what I want to do. So I think that's cool, because I think I relate to you in that I'm less concerned about what the business is and more concerned about like just working on the business, because that's what's most exciting to me, at least.
I'm the exact same way. I know if like God closed these doors and I never got another stationery order ever again, I know there would be something else.
Yeah.
Like there would be another business that I was going to create. I don't know what it is. Like I have like ideas that I would think would be fun one day. I don't know if they're sustainable yet, but I just have like full faith that like that is what's going to happen.
Yeah. And it's funny, like I consider myself kind of a student of the game, if you will. I just like am obsessed. Jacob knows I'm obsessed with learning about business, and like I read books about it. I listen to podcasts about it. It's kind of like all of what I listen to and intake, you know? And so, yeah, like to me, I haven't found an industry yet at 25 where I'm like, that's the thing I have to do. I kind of just want to understand how all of it works. And the creative part to me, it's funny. I can look at like the business I'm working in, Peacock Insurance, and I just like see the path forward. Like I can find what the problems are that are keeping us from growing, and then I identify them, and then I want to solve them. But then the frustrating part for me is that I'm not the one running the show, so then it's not necessarily my responsibility to do that, and so I kind of take a back seat and try and support the vision of the person who's leading me. Yeah. Do you feel that way? Is that how you view it? Like, do you see like, this is where I want to go, this is the vision I have, and are you like a visionary type of girl?
I would say yes, but I'm more like step-by-step kind of girl. It's hard, like there are pros and cons of being the sole owner of your business and not having a team. There's a lot of freedom. I don't have to pay anyone. Like there's a lot of pros, but also I feel like it doesn't allow me to have like the creative space that I would like. And so I have to do things take longer time because I'm also deep in the emails for like 8 hours a day. And I'm also illustrating, and I'm also trying to make updates to my website. But then on the other hand, I'm trying to come up with new products and like drop new semi-custom stuff that saves me time, but still is generating revenue. So I've like had these ideas for so long, but it takes a lot longer to put them into action. And I've really started trying to delegate a little bit more I've started hiring out some project-based work, as well as like at first I was being my photographer, and I'm just not good at that. Yeah. And at the beginning I was doing my website. I'm not that good at it. And so I thought I was amazing at it. And then you really get humbled.
And then you see someone who's really good. Yes. You're like, oh.
Right. And I'm like, I don't need to be good at that. Like, I just need to make sure my clients feel cared for today and make sure I get their proofs to them and make these edits to them. But I don't need to be the best photographer. And so it's been really fun because I feel like Birmingham is an amazing entrepreneurial city. Yeah. And like I can hire people out for stuff that I know they're better at than me, and I'm supporting local businesses, and a lot of them are my friends. Yeah. And so I've had a lot of fun getting to do that. So that's helped a lot, but it does turnover on my ideas is slower than I would like. But that being said, I am a visionary. but I plan things out kind of by quarter, I would say.
Okay.
And my husband's really good at that. He loves doing like, we've started doing like biannual check-ins of goals and like seeing what we've accomplished, but also like setting new ones. And he's really good at it in his own business. And so that's kind of, I'm like, oh, I should be better about that for my own business as well. So I've tried to do that of like even something stupid as like follower count, because that is what generates, like I run Instagram ads, and I've seen the best turnover with like paying for advertisement there. So like even follower count goals and new products to launch in this quarter versus next quarter and shoots to be done and stuff like that. So I'm kind of like, the best I can do is quarterly.
Yeah.
But I do have ideas, but not pen to paper.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Tell us about Jordan.
Jordan and I met at Sanford. We met at a business school awards dinner my junior year. And
Wow.
Yeah.
Rock star.
Beta
King
Gamma
and
Sigma.
queen.
That's insane.
It's so stupid now that I think about it, but it was me and my parents and Jordan and his parents seated at the same table. So we met each
That's
other's
crazy.
parents. It was like the 6 of us at this one little table. And I wish that he was here because like his insight into this is like way better than mine. He's a lot funnier about it, but I didn't expect to see him there. We were just like on opposite sides of Sanford.
Yeah, what was your like lead up to this moment? What did you know of Jordan up to this moment?
Well, it's so funny. Like,
You hated him.
no, I didn't hate him, but we did come, like, I don't know. He was on the football team, and my dad was actually a kicker in college, and then my brother, my brother Henry, he kicked in college too.
Yes.
And so Jordan was the kicker, and my dad, like all of college, was like, who's the kicker? And I was like, not interested.
Don't care.
And so we get to this dinner, and I was like, oh, that's the kicker. My dad was like, oh, okay.
So
but like,
funny.
I still his best friend from high school was one of my like best friends at Sanford, but then she ended up transferring. So every time she would come back to Birmingham, because she just went to Auburn, she would like hang out with Jordan, see him, and then she'd come hang out with the girls. So like I knew who he was, and he like him being friends with her, that's him for
Right.
me. I was like, okay, well, he must be a good guy if he's like friends with Sherrod. And but we just like would have never crossed paths at Sanford until this business school awards center. And so we meet that night, but like was not interested. He had a girlfriend, so I very much was like, it's nothing. Like it just, I was not worried about it or anything. I was like, oh, he's really nice, whatever. And then just like we just became friends. And then you like start to notice someone way more. And so like just get through the summer,
Classic.
get through the fall, and we're at more of the same events, I guess, at that point. And so we just became friends, and like I wish that he was here to like say this part, but like he did ask me out probably like well into fall of our senior year, and I was like, no, I just didn't want to ruin like what we had going on. Like we were just good friends. We had very similar interests. Like he was very driven. Like he was at all the same events as I was, because like we both loved entrepreneurship. We loved working. Like it just, we were very similar.
It's so funny that happens so often. You're like, everything's perfect about this person. I don't want to ruin.
We get along so well.
Yeah, it's like
we can't date.
Yeah, it's like, wait, what?
Well, I did. He like makes fun of me for this because I had this like first date rule at Sanford, because I don't think that people would like guys just don't ask girls out enough, and I think it's because like girls reject guys too much, and
Yeah.
so
Dude, always
We're-
go on
we're-
a first date.
I was going
you
to say,
We're
we're on a
so
train about
pro
that.
first date.
That's how I was too. And he's like, oh, first date rule. And then I said no to him because he actually had potential.
Yeah.
So that was the thing of like, if I, like he had a girlfriend like just a couple months before, like I didn't want to be No, I just like literally, I'm just the type of person I would never even bat an eye if he had a significant other. And so
hopefully everyone would be that way, but
yeah, like obviously you would hope. But, and also like I didn't date anybody else. Like I wasn't boyfriend and girlfriend with anyone at Sanford. So I'm like, I'm not going to like be this guy's rebound.
Right.
And like,
prize to be won.
you know, like I'm not just going to become his rebound. And so I think he was like super taken aback by me saying no. And he was like, what if when I graduate, because he was graduating a semester early, we can go on a date then. And so that was like 3 months like down the road. And I was like, oh, he's for sure going to forget. Like it's not going to be a thing. And yeah, he didn't forget. So we went on a date like once he graduated in December. And so that's been almost 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we got married last December.
How long did you date for?
We dated for 4 years before we got engaged.
Yes.
And then we had a year-long engagement. And then we, so it'll be 6 years that we've been together.
Also go to Eliza's Instagram right now because her engagement photos were like unbelievable.
Where did you get engaged?
Your engagement photos on the ski slopes.
Oh, that was so much fun.
Those were like the coolest engagement photos I've ever seen. Oh, genuinely.
It took a lot to like rally him to get on board with that. But now he's like, oh my gosh, I loved that we did that, which is
they were
so
literally
funny.
like, she's wearing a dress, he's wearing a suit or tux, and like skiing down the slopes. I don't know where.
Wait,
Colorado.
I think I saw this. I think I saw this somewhere.
It was unreal.
It was so fun. I just working in weddings for now almost like 8 years. I had seen so many things, and I think that also put a lot of pressure on what I wanted out of my wedding. And I put a lot of pressure on myself, and honestly, like we had a year-long engagement just because it worked with both of our family schedules, and I never wanted like a December wedding. I wanted like something warm outside and leaves on the trees and a shorter engagement, but everything was perfect. It all worked out as it should have been. But that just gave me more time to be really stressed about everything.
100%.
And it came in waves of like, oh, this is fun. Like, it's pretty easy. Like, everything's booked. I don't have anything else to do. And then it's like, you only get married once. Like, this is my job. Like, I continuously see something new every single day. That I'm like, I should do that too. Another $1,000. Like everything is so expensive. And I just never wanted to be like, oh, I should have done that. Have regrets. So I put so much pressure on myself, and I'm so grateful that season of engagement is over because I felt like it did bring out personally like the worst in me because I was just so anxious that I put a lot of pressure on myself because of my job. But everything turned out awesome. And like, that's just how it works for everything wedding. I feel like.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's like everything can go wrong, but then it's like a charming, funny memory.
Right.
Like Keller Hudson's wedding, it like poured rain, but then it just became this like amazing, like, ethereal, like everyone's wet and laughing. Like,
it always, gorgeous. It's like that day you're getting married. You're not like putting on an event.
Right.
Oh, and there are like things someone like will be like, oh, they didn't do this or something. And I'm like, don't care. Who cares?
Yeah. Best day of my life.
Yeah, truly. That wouldn't have made my day any better.
Yeah.
So it worked out perfect. But we were together for years before. And so I like had a long time to think about what I wanted.
Yeah.
And that's overwhelming. And for me personally, like, oh, I'm so glad to be over.
Did Jordan have any strong opinions?
He's a very opinionated person. You would think no, but I wanted his help because I wanted him to enjoy it too. Like, I really wanted I wanted it to feel like both of us. And so that's why I was like super intentional about everything. Because I wanted it is like representative of the both of you, but we wanted it to be representative of our relationship with the Lord. And we wanted it to be like, we chose South Carolina. We got married in Charleston because I'm from South Carolina.
Sick.
And it was perfect because also like I wanted a warmer wedding And we thought it would be warm that time of year. It was so cold. But also, like, I have no memory of it being cold.
Right.
Like,
It was just good. It wasn't hot or cold. It was just good.
it was just perfect.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like, oh, it's so cold. And I'm like, oh, was it?
Literally.
Yeah.
This is just weddings as a whole has so many interesting facets. Also, as someone, like, by chance, like, majority of my best friends are all married.
Yeah.
And I am not.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to any of your weddings.
Didn't. He skipped my wedding to go to NAM.
I was in California. I went to California for your wedding. Me and Steven weren't friends. I was at Cole's wedding.
We weren't close at that point.
Yeah. I caught the invite from your wedding, which is insane, but I'm not married.
I was like, I want to invite every person I've ever met, and Claire was like,
well, that's the thing is, like,
are paying for this.
That's the thing is, like,
Yeah.
you and, like, Katie has her dream wedding in her brain, and I have my dream wedding in my brain, and, like, one day that's gonna be like a thing that we have to figure out. But it's just like, I'm dating a girl named Katie right now. She's awesome.
I picked out,
Okay. But yeah, it's just so because also we are just like right now in our like dating, we're just intaking so much wedding.
Yeah.
Like Cole and Ella's wedding, we were like tied with them, like understanding it, and then we're just like watching people's wedding videos, and like everyone's married, and it's just like, dang. I mean, there's a million different ways to do this.
and there's a lot of pressure to be different
Yes.
than others. And so, and like most of my friends, not most of them, it's funny, like all of Jordan's friends were basically married, and like all of my cute, amazing girlfriends, I have a good many single ones, and I'm like, how are y'all?
This is
Yeah.
this is this is what we're working through right now.
Yes.
Is all of my friends are married, and all of Katie's friends are not. Like Ella is her friend that's married, and then her
I was
other
gonna
friends,
say,
but they're all our age.
this is
I just
the
happen to be friends with
ratio.
people that are older than me.
This is the ratio. The
I
ratio at
know.
Sanford. It's like
Yeah.
there are more good girls than there are good guys.
Yeah.
There are
Yes.
literally more girls than guys, period.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, it's been sick because all my friends are like, all right, so what's going to, like, when are you guys getting married? And her friends are like, married? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So it's like that's been super interesting. But also, I had a question about wedding work for you. So I play music. I'm in school for music. All the things with that.
So cool.
And I have probably played between 5 and 10 weddings. I don't know how many
Really?
that
That's
is.
so cool.
But I'm curious because for me, it's pretty burnout heavy
Yeah.
because for you it's a day of work, and for them it's the most important day of their life.
yeah.
Like, what is your relationship with that? Because that is like really hard. Because like you show up to Regions, you're there for a day of work. The people you're interacting with are there to make a deposit or whatever it may be. Like, wedding day is like the thing, which you're not. I guess you're not day of work, but still, you only get a wedding invitation once,
Right.
hopefully. So,
Right.
like, what has that been like? Because people are probably like ridiculously particular sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I'm at an awesome point in my business where people, I feel like, are coming to me because
Trust
they see
you.
something.
Yeah.
They see
Yeah.
something else that I've done,
Yeah.
and I've cultivated my own illustration and design style. So they're now coming to me because they've seen like I've
That is
done
awesome.
a press in my style, and that's what they want.
Yeah.
So those are my favorite clients. I've had people send other artists work and be like, this is what I want. I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
going to do that for you. I'm
Yeah.
not going to, like, first of all,
Maybe you should reach out to that artist.
that's what I said. I'm like, if you want that work, you should reach out to that artist,
Yeah.
because seeing work that looks eerily similar to mine is the worst feeling.
Yeah.
Of like, I've worked really, really hard to cultivate this style, and I would never want to do that to somebody else.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'll tell them. But
Yeah.
thankfully, I've gotten less and less of those.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Now that I've kind of created my own illustration style and the layouts that are most popular with what we use, we have a lot of people who just want that similar thing, but
Yeah.
then add in their own flowers and icons and stuff.
If I
like that.
gave you a name of someone, would you remember doing their wedding?
Probably.
The Stogners, Sam Stogner,
Oh, what's the bride's name?
Bailey.
That sounds
I don't know her last name.
familiar.
Their invitation was really good,
Yeah.
so I think it might be
probably-
yours.
I probably would have remembered her maiden name. Do you remember her?
Oh, I don't.
It's okay.
It was like it was like envelope opens and it's like invitation, the thing you can send back,
Yeah.
or the online RSVP, and then it was like wrapped in like so.
Ooh,
You talking
yeah.
about it makes me think. I mean, who else is doing that here? Anyone?
There's a good many.
Big firms or
down.
like
Shoot
solo
it
people like you?
It's very low barriers of entry
Okay.
to enter the stationery business, because thankfully with our line of work, I mean, you have to pay for your samples and stuff, but it's a lot of like, you don't have to have a lot of money up front to start your business.
Yeah.
It's not like a purse company where you have to have like a lot of money for expensive materials or stuff like that. Like it's very low barriers of entry. So people could very easily enter and create their own stationery company.
Okay.
So it's pretty saturated market, I would say.
Interesting.
So you have to really try to make yourself unique and stand out. So
That
that's
is so fascinating. I did not.
Yeah.
I would not expect that stationery is that.
Oh, it's
covered up.
like, well, I feel like I was talking to one of my good friends who you need to have on here. Her name's Paige Wanamaker, and she does hair, wedding hair.
Sick. We should
she's
definitely.
amazing.
I'm writing it down right now, but like
Yeah.
4 days in the future when I'm listening back to this.
I'll remind y'all.
Yeah.
She's so awesome. But it's so funny. She's
More
like,
women on WOM.
Yes.
WOM.
WWOM.
Women word of
WOM.
mouth.
Y'all are inclusive. But she's like, my entire For You page is all girls doing hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what she's putting out. And I was like, oh, I like never see other girls doing hair. Like, I just see your stuff. But I just see girls starting stationery businesses.
Yeah.
Right.
When you're in the industry, you
Yes.
see everyone else doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, like, how do I make myself stand out more? Am I doing, should I be doing something better? Like, I don't know. It makes you then like get worried about your business, but that's out of your control, and
Yeah.
the right clients will find you. And I'm not worried about that. And like I said, if God closes my door, like I truly can't fail. Like then I'll regroup and do something else. So,
Yeah.
it's pretty saturated, I would say,
Yeah.
especially in the South.
I
Yeah.
like what you said about when people come to you looking for your style, because that was
Yes.
my perspective for our wedding was like, I go to Gretton's because I love her work.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I want the like cool.
You don't want
blurry
like
motion,
Myers
like-
Myers
Right.
style.
Yeah, exactly.
Gracie, can you do Myers style?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I go to Josh and Allie Jones, and I'm like, I want Yonder Film Co.
Yes.
because
Yeah.
I love Yonder Film
Yeah.
Co. you
They
know?
both were part of my wedding day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That's
like,
awesome.
and I went to them, and our briefs with them were so short, and I almost felt bad because it was they probably loved it, but I was like, we like what you do. So
Yeah.
do whatever
Dude.
you think is best.
I
That's
work with
literally
like-
what I told them too.
I work with Josh at Whammy, and it's like the less I see of Josh, the better Yonder is doing. So it's like awesome,
Yeah.
but I'm like, I want to hang out with you.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally. That's
No,
funny.
I was just so blown away by their work. I never there are things that I see in the wedding industry that I'm like, I really love that, or I really love this, but they are unique in what they do.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted film. I didn't want anybody talking. I didn't like
Yeah.
it. Jordan and I could literally like lay on our couch and watch that. We'll probably do that tonight. That's a good idea.
I was gonna
Have you
So we
seen
need to watch
Cole and
that.
Ella's engagement video? Wait, do you know Cole Edens
No.
and Ella Hill?
Gracie's
Ella
one of my
Edens?
good friends.
Okay, yes,
Yeah.
duh. Okay, their engagement video, Josh and Ellie did, and it is so good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unreal.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
watching that tonight.
It's
too, then.
so good. It was on he proposed on Jemison.
Yeah, he
That's
did.
right. I
It
got
was
proposed
so
too.
really
so cool.
Jemison couples.
by the bamboo.
Mine was on the that old mill bridge.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
so sick.
It
Very
was
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, no, theirs was beautiful.
Yeah, they're the best.
Also, I'm so fascinated. Do you ever have people come to you that are like, I have insert amount of money that's like way too low. Like, what can you do?
I do
Okay.
get that, but thankfully now that I've like introduced the semi-custom stuff,
It's like pretty easy.
we can.
That's the lower ticket item.
That's
basically.
the lower one, but we can. Like, this sounds stupid. We can in some way make most
Anything
budgets
work. Yeah.
It's just you're not going to get front of envelope address printing.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a.
It's like
crest.
very bare
You're not-
bones.
Yes,
Yeah.
and some people like that.
Yeah.
That some people like the more simple stuff. It is awkward if like a friend said that to me because then
Yeah.
I feel really bad.
Yeah.
But because of like the custom is priced the way it is because it takes so long.
Yeah.
Like it takes a lot of hours of me doing it. And like
Mm.
I can't pass that off to somebody else.
Totally.
Like that is just my time. So that's priced higher. But semi-custom is a lot more affordable because
Yeah.
you get rid of that.
That's cool.
How did you
Yeah.
figure out pricing? That's one of the most interesting things in all of business, to be honest.
Yeah,
like
totally.
for me,
What does it cost? Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
pricing informs value to people. Pricing is how you make profit. Like if you don't price according, and if you don't raise your prices to keep up with inflation, like how did you figure out how to price this stuff?
It's been trial and error, kind of like all parts of my business.
Yeah.
I started, of course, with my costs of what my printer is charging me. And then like I took into account the hours that I kind of estimated spending on something like that. And as I've gotten busier, my time is more expensive.
Yeah.
And so that's
got to feel good.
It does, but also like I look at those numbers and like I'm a bride, like I was, and I'm like, oh, I really hope I'm not like pricing people out. And you do, like you just do.
Yeah.
But that's also where you do the semi-custom
that's where
stuff.
you do the semi-customs.
So that you still have a lower ticket item that people can get.
Exactly.
You're not unattainable.
Yes. And that's something that I could eventually potentially see myself hiring out somebody to handle the semi-custom side of my business, which would be awesome. And then I could just focus on the custom.
Yeah.
And then it would be easier to take on even more custom customers. Because right now, like, I don't say no. Like, I'll say yes, but estimated time, if you're ordering custom paper, you need to expect it in hand in like 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You can't expect to have it in hand in 2 because it just takes longer. Like you have 5 included proofs in each custom and semi-custom order. And so
what's your split on semi to custom? Like last year?
That's a good question. Probably 50-50.
Whoa. That's actually
That's
so
a good
sick.
question.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
That's a really great question. And I actually haven't ever been asked that, but I would say 50-50.
That's like
bro,
perfect.
Jacob.
Business bro.
Yeah, okay.
I'm also like, this is a funny thing about me being on this episode is I'm like fully music, art, whatever. But like in the last month, I've gotten really into flipping, like super into like
we're both into flipping. You're flipping anything. I'm trying to flip cars, and he flipped a car.
I bought a car for $1,000 and I flipped it for $3,000. And I didn't really do anything to it.
Wait, that's
and that was like
awesome.
mega lucky for my first time. But then Meyer sent me
It's
this.
like addicting.
It is.
Yeah.
It is addicting.
Yeah.
I literally yesterday was just seeing stuff in my house. I was like, I don't use that. Facebook Marketplace. I posted a pair of Converse yesterday. Who's gonna buy my Converse? Like no one.
Awesome.
But I bought it. Meyer sent me this chair, and I was like, you should buy this for sure.
It's a Herman Miller Eames chair.
It was like $600.
Yeah.
But they're worth like $4,000.
Really?
And the guy listed it was like, I just need to get rid of it, like whatever. And I was first to reach out, and I went and bought it, and I listed it the next day for like $2,000.
Did it sell?
No, it's
Not
been
yet.
listed for 2 days.
Not
So
yet.
I'm hoping it sells.
Yeah, I feel good about it.
But like I'm just so like flip brain right
Yeah.
now. So like talking about business is actually you caught me at a good time because this is like more interesting than it's ever been
Yeah.
for sure.
Good.
It's fun.
You can contribute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can get literally. And also me and Sam were talking about doing barber school again. I don't know if we've talked about that at all, but
No, not yet.
Yeah,
but
we're
he needs to do that.
he should for sure. Sam, if you're listening,
Go
be
to
a
barber
barber.
school.
Our friend Sam is
Sam Eddins, the younger.
wait, duh. Yeah, so he's like we think he should be a barber because he's really good at it, and it would make him good money.
And he
Yeah.
like he just
And he
wants
loves
to talk
it.
to people all
Yeah.
day. And
Oh,
I'm like,
that's a
do
talent.
that.
Yes.
You know?
But we were thinking about going to if you go to barber school in the UK, it's like more expensive but way faster.
Oh, huh.
So here it's like $3,600 for a year program. There it's like $6,000 for 12 weeks, but you're
Wow.
certified in 12 weeks.
Yeah.
So
you get to be in the UK.
yeah, and you get
Yeah.
to live in Manchester for 3 months. So
Yeah.
I want to do it with him, and then like not a bad certification to have.
I
Like
love certification.
I'll never regret being like barber certified. So
And it's like such a cool fun fact. Like even if you never cut any
Yeah.
hair,
Yeah.
you're like,
Literally.
I have my barber certification.
it's like saying you're
It's like being a reverend.
I was gonna,
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
like Will Dixon is a
Yeah.
reverend technically.
Yeah, Will Dixon married his brother and his now sister-in-law, and he had to be.
You just got like an online certification.
Yeah. Oh,
Put that on your
that's
LinkedIn.
funny.
What's your
Yeah,
LinkedIn
totally.
experience? Are you a big fan?
They like really preach it when you're in school.
so much.
So-
I got
Thank
500
you.
plus only to say that I did.
Thank you,
Right.
Barbara
Cartledge.
Cartledge.
Yep.
Dr. Cartledge.
Shout out. Yep. I
Did you guys ever have Dr. Carden? Carden?
I did have
I
Carden.
love
Dude,
Carden
He's
is why
awesome.
I majored in.
Katie had
econ.
Carden,
I love
and
him.
like he's such a fascinating fella.
He is so
Yeah.
funny.
He seems like, well, he's fascinating because he's a freaking genius.
He's
He is
quite
a
literally
he's
a
literally
genius.
so
and,
smart.
and in like the nerdy way.
Yeah.
So he's like goofy.
Yeah, and he wears
he's
funny
like endearing.
ties.
So
I love
sweet.
him.
That's awesome. But anyways, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. I don't use it for my job at all.
I love that.
Yeah, I don't use it at all. At Regions, like I definitely kept it more updated.
Yeah.
And I think it's like Jordan uses it for his job all day long.
Yeah.
But for me,
as
no.
an aside, I love meeting someone who's like unbelievably successful in business
Yeah.
and doesn't use LinkedIn.
Oh, I love that.
I
Yeah,
love that.
I think that's awesome.
I don't know if that's like my rage against the system. Like I didn't
Yeah.
like it in school or something. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I think that's
Dude, I
awesome.
literally only got 500 plus because Wit was like,
Yeah.
bro, you need 500 plus.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. So I just connected with anyone random.
Yeah, add
Yeah.
me.
I literally will. Yesterday, I saw someone's LinkedIn who also does kind of music, and they had listed albums they worked on and projects, and I was like, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's
So
a
I
good
went through
idea.
and all the full links I've been a part of, I put on my LinkedIn.
Yeah.
No one is ever gonna care ever
Yeah.
that stuff is on
Music
there. But
people don't look at LinkedIn.
no one cares. But it's just fun.
Yeah.
And it's a good, I guess, for your job too, like portfolio.
Yeah.
In a sense, there are probably other better platforms.
I need
for
to
that, but
put that together for real. But it is nice to like, if someone asks, like I can send.
Hey,
them my
maybe we
LinkedIn.
should build LinkedIn for music.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say,
that's a
here's
good
our
idea.
business
There's this.
model.
Oh, dude, there's this program or no, social media. I don't know what to call it. Called Band Mix, and I think they tried to do that. It's bad, dude. It's so bad.
I watched an interview with one of the guys who founded LinkedIn. They sold it to Microsoft for $23 billion.
Oh my
gosh.
With a
Microsoft owns
B,
LinkedIn?
with a B.
That's crazy.
Nuts. Anyway.
Insane.
Okay, being business school
Uh-huh.
girl, what was that experience like? Because not that many. I mean, there are a fair amount of girls at Sanford's Business School, but typically the stereotypical boy-girl split in
Yeah.
Sanford is boy
Girls
goes to business
nursing,
school
boys
and girl
mer-
goes
yeah.
to
Right.
nursing. Yeah.
I loved it. It was awesome. I like when COVID came around and it was 2020, I was so sad. I was genuinely sad. Like I was just having so much fun. Like not in a sense of like senior year, but like yes in that sense, but also I just really enjoyed my classes. I loved seeing my friends in business school every day, and like most of my business school friends weren't my best friends
Yeah.
in other areas of
Same,
life.
yeah.
And so it was fun to like have those different friendships too. It was an amazing experience. I am so thankful for my time in business school. I remember having to pick up like my Paper Eliza office stuff from the Entrepreneur Incubator. And like the dean met me, Dean Carson, and I was like tearing up, which is so dumb. And I was like, oh, I'm just so sad. Like,
Yeah.
it just got ripped away from us. But that's how everyone was. Like,
Yeah,
you're probably in
totally.
high school.
I was a sophomore in high school.
Yes. Like that, my brother was a senior in high school and I was a senior in college. And so we
Wow.
had like similar experiences,
Yeah.
but on opposite ends.
I was pretty stoked. I'm not gonna lie.
That's how he was.
I also am just I'm not an academics guy,
Yeah.
but more so in college I am. But in high school I was like, let's freaking go. Like I get to just chill. But no, I definitely missed out on some stuff. I mean, everyone missed out on some just like important things.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just a weird time. And I'm like, why is it even still coming up in conversation? But it's a part of my story and like what led me to do this business full time.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for how everything.
It's funny whenever we interview people in hospitality industry because
Uh-huh.
they all, like when we go through the story of starting, Salute or Automatic or
Yeah,
Adios
yeah.
or something, there's always this point where it's like COVID. And
Yeah.
then we park there for like
Yeah.
30 minutes and
Yeah.
do a therapy session.
Well,
on
and for some
being-
people, it's like, dude, it like skyrocketed whatever I was doing.
Yeah.
And for some
Yeah.
people, it's like I was on the streets.
Yeah,
It's like
literally.
there's no in between.
Yeah.
And I will say there was a little bit of that. Like people were postponing their weddings. And
That's actually wild.
wild.
crazy.
Like I remember I had like 4 weddings that I was supposed to go to, and like 3 of them were postponed, and one of them was like you had to wear a mask to it. But this is like so terrible to even say, but people were sending out postpone our wedding cards.
Yeah.
So like then there's extra cards to send out.
And you're like, sorry, it's going to be $1,000 more.
Those weren't that expensive, but truly it was like, I'm so sorry. Like,
sorry, this literally does, it does cost money to do this.
Yeah.
Like it's costing me money to print it. But I'm like, this is a terrible, terrible time in your life. And like, okay, so that'll be like X, Y, and Z.
That's so funny.
I know you and Jordan from a distance, but I view you guys as like entrepreneur power couple vibes.
That is so kind.
Do y'all talk about business and stuff together?
We do. He's my favorite person to talk to about stuff like this. Like I feel like no one like has understood it like me. And in his job, he works in commercial real estate. But he works for a company. But
does he work with Craig? Or they?
No, he
Okay.
works.
He's done deals with Craig before.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
He works
That's
at
awesome.
Ironvest Partners.
Okay.
That's Robert
Shout out
Crook.
Ironvest. And like he basically works kind of for himself, but he has Ironvest too. But like tax purposes, it's set up him working for himself. But we both have like a lot of entrepreneurial ideas and goals, and like one of our dreams together, kind of like what you were saying, is we would love to own a business together.
Yeah.
Like we always will have our separate things, but it'd be really fun to have something together too. And we don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, it would be so much fun to do something like that together. So he is like, I feel like in marriage too, like you're just able to talk about stuff like that more.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to talk numbers with even like one of my best friends just because it's awkward. And
yeah, totally.
I'm pretty like, I hold those things kind of close to me.
Yeah.
But with him, of course, we can talk about all of those things. So he is super encouraging and has been like a huge champion and cheerleader. And I really appreciate the way that he asked me all the time, like, how can I be supporting you in Paper Eliza? And so I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
because my job
sweet.
is like kind of lonely, but I like it that way.
Yeah.
And his job is he's talking to people all day long. And my job, I'm like behind my computer on my walking treadmill by myself all day. And I love it. Like it's great. Like I'm so productive and I love like emailing with people, but it's the perfect job for me. But he's talking to people all day long. So it's like we get to Friday night and I'm like, what are we doing tonight? Like, where are we going? And he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Like, let's just hang out. So it's funny that we come from very different worlds. And it's like so hard to describe my job to like his older like clients.
Yeah.
Like they have no clue what I do.
Yeah.
But I love like both of our jobs do have a little more freedom than other jobs. And so we could go to Colorado and both work the whole time, but just be somewhere different.
That's so sick.
That was what I was going to ask about too.
awesome.
I have this so I grew up homeschooled.
Yeah.
And the blessing and curse of that is that I hate when people tell me where to be places and when to do them.
Me too.
Or at least like, if someone tells me to work somewhere 8 to 5 every day, that's what I hate. Because I want to be able to like come in, do my work. If I finish, let me go home whenever I'm done. Or like if I'm doing sales, like I can kind of do that continuously. I can send emails at night. I can make calls whenever, that kind of thing. So is that how you find your work? Because that's like the reason I want to run my own business is honestly, I want to make money and whatever, but like I want to have control of my schedule.
That is 100% the best part of my job.
Yeah.
Like I am in full control of my schedule and my job is very flexible. I can do it anywhere. And my family still lives in South Carolina and both my siblings are here. My sister plays 2 sports. Like they're here all the time. And so I get to see them a lot, but it's so nice. If I hadn't seen them in a while, I could go work a week in Spartanburg and I could spend time with them and it wouldn't affect my work whatsoever. I'd probably actually be more productive there, just having like a new change of scenery ever so often. So I'm so grateful for that. I'm so thankful because I knew exactly what it was like especially in this crazy busy season of like, we're all getting invited to weddings all the time. You're having to take a Friday off here, a Friday off there. That was the worst part of feeling like oh, I was having to like make these sacrifices in friendships. Like I couldn't go to this rehearsal dinner because I couldn't take more time off work, stuff like that. I'm just so overwhelmingly grateful for that freedom that my job affords me, and not like that is such a rarity.
Yeah.
That is not a lot of people get to do that. And I hate that I'm even bringing this up. I told myself, please don't talk about this. But I tore my ACL a couple months ago, and I feel
No way.
I talk about it all the time. So I'm like, I'm so sorry I'm talking about
Well, we
this.
just met you, so
Yeah,
we don't need to hear it.
That's true. But
How did you tear it?
I was skiing. Yeah.
That's like my worst nightmare. I've only skied once, and I had so much fun. But
So
skiing is
fun.
scary to me because your skis are stuck on you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I feel like if you mess up, like you could very easily destroy your legs.
When was your surgery?
My surgery was the first weekend in March, or the first week of March.
Okay, cool.
So it's about almost 5 months now.
Nice.
And I'm almost 100% back to
Dang.
normal. There's still a couple things.
I tore my labrum
Did you?
in the I guess in the summer,
Yeah.
and I had surgery 2 weeks ago.
You did.
So yeah.
Can't you
Okay,
tell?
survivors.
Can't you tell? Yeah, no, I tore 2 weeks. No, I had surgery 2 weeks ago, and I thought recovery was going to be like 6 weeks,
Yeah.
and I thought it was going to be like really short, and then
Yeah.
now I know it's going to be like 4 months.
Oh,
Sucks.
Not fun.
awful.
Yeah, it sucks.
It is. There's nothing more humbling.
Because that's the weird thing. I don't know what your experience is, but I'm 2 weeks out and I'm fine, but
That's what I mean.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
completely. I feel fine. It doesn't really hurt, but I can't run.
Yeah.
I can't play drums. I can't really do like.
Yeah.
I can like operate normally, but I can't like just like that's
Do the
worst.
things that like bring you joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I signed up for a half marathon in October and I had to back out of it.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Well,
Yeah.
I did a half the week before I tore mine.
See, yeah, I ran like the night before my surgery. I ran 6. So I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do this.
Yeah.
Sucks.
You need to get it all in. But
Dang,
was,
that freaking sucks. Was
Oh.
it just ACL or a bunch of stuff?
thank goodness, just ACL.
That's awesome.
It was awful. It was the worst pain. Like it itself was not painful, but it was the surgery afterwards.
Oh my gosh, the first 2 days after surgery.
Oh, shaking from pain. And my brand new husband is like, oh my God, who are you? I was evil. It was awful.
That's nice that you had a caretaker though.
Oh, I would have had to go home to Spartanburg and
Yeah.
like my mom take care of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was no possible way. It was my driving leg. I couldn't drive for weeks. I couldn't. So here's what I was getting back to. Like, thank goodness I was self-employed
Yeah.
because I would have had to like take a leave from my
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
But that's what people have to do all the time.
Yeah.
Like that's so normal. So I was just overwhelmingly grateful, overwhelmingly like sad because I love to run and be outside like you were saying.
Yeah.
And it was like the most beautiful spring and I would like see people walking outside my house and every day I'd find something new to sob about. I was
See,
so
that's
dramatic.
where I'm like crazy lucky is like I'm just become a walker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just go on walks all the
Which
time now.
Yeah.
I kind of love that you're going on walks with people because that's just so.
Well, going on
It's
walks,
awesome.
going on walks with people is so not to like flex that you couldn't, but it is like
Now
the
I'm- now
best.
I'm a big
It's like
bigger
the best
walker
thing
now.
ever.
It
Going on
is.
walks it's so fun because
Yeah.
also you can like last night I went on a walk for the purpose of like exercising,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
sometimes you walk like just to hang,
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
all good.
Jacob came and met me after work one day, just at 5, and then we just walked around Gardendale.
Myers
Oh,
works.
it's awesome.
I'm from Gardendale. Myers works in Gardendale,
Yeah.
and the week after my surgery, I stayed home.
Yeah.
So I was like, Myers, what are you doing? We're in the same town randomly.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's only 15 minutes away, but we're in the same town.
I know we're actually 5 minutes away from each other.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah.
funny.
No, but I was like in the same chair. So like I started walking normal like I wasn't walking normal like a month ago, honestly.
Gosh,
I started like
it sucks.
I was locked out for like a month maybe in my brace. No, I was locked out for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks and then I had to still wear that massive brace.
Yeah.
But it was then unlocked for like 3 months or something. I'm probably getting it all wrong. It was so traumatizing. I've already started to like black out
Right.
those periods.
Right.
I don't remember the last
I
one.
like what I know I was mean, but
Yeah.
other than that, I can't really remember stuff.
Yeah.
But I just sat in the same chair every single day for like 3 months. I could barely like go to the bathroom by myself. I'd have to wear a hoodie because I was on my crutches, and I'd have to like stuff water bottles in my hoodie because I couldn't like carry stuff with my crutches. It was dark.
That sounds
Terrible.
horrible.
It was dark.
Terrible.
I was like, come back home from work, Jordan.
Yeah.
Like, I need help. But I was so grateful that I could sit in my one chair and do my job the entire day.
Yeah.
And that was not affected. And honestly, like, I feel like the Lord blessed me in my job so much during that spring. That was like the busiest work spring I've ever had. And I had all of this time that I was able to serve my clients well. And I remember thinking, like, what was I doing during the day before? Because like I'm sitting in this chair, and owning your own business, like I do have more flexibility, but I work more than like I ever did.
Yeah.
So like I already do work a lot all the time, but I was working even more. I like wasn't getting up and going on walks or runs or doing any other like form of exercise or social time. So I was like, how do I like fill my days now actually just sitting in this chair working the whole time? So I really do feel like that was a blessing of like not a distraction, but like my days were filled and I had the ability to just still keep on doing my job and distract myself with that, I guess. But I'm so grateful for the life that it affords me.
I read a book, maybe it might have been 2 years ago now. It was called Let My People Go Surfing by Yvon Chouinard.
Okay.
He's the guy who founded Patagonia.
Yeah.
You would love this book.
Yeah, I need to read it.
So the book is, the title is it's what they call their, like, I guess, time off policy or whatever for work. So their idea was when the waves are good, go out and surf. So if that's a Tuesday afternoon, it's important to go and surf because that like brings you joy in life.
Yeah.
If the powder is fresh, go ski. Like go out to, they're in California, so it's like go out to Big Bear or wherever and go ski because like sure it's Wednesday, but like the powder's fresh. And it's funny because like Patagonia is a massive company and they've been super successful, and it's just this like dirtbag climber guy who just like made products for him and his friends that it just scaled into this massive brand. And it's so cool because they still maintain that. So like one of the other things they do is they have a daycare facility on site on campus at their headquarters so that parents can bring their kids to work. And so like your kid can be across the street and you can like take a break from work and go read them a book and then come back and get back to work or whatever. And so a lot of my like very strong opinions about business are like that integration of like life and work. Like people talk about work-life balance, and my qualm with that is I think it should all just be kind of like a melting pot. Yeah. It's like there are certain jobs where you have to be there. Like if you're working at a restaurant, you need to work when people are eating food, you know? But for so many white collar jobs and so many jobs in general, like it's just projects that you work on over time. And I think that you should have the flexibility for everyone, that you should trust adults to like be adults and do their work on time and then let them go and spend their time as they see fit whenever they're done with their work.
I do agree with like what you were saying, like if the snow's good, go ski. I think like taking those breaks, then you come back even more ready to work too. That's probably what the book said. But I just like see that in my own. Yeah. Like if I make a point to like let myself go for a walk at this time of the day, like I'm ready to work when I come back. Yeah. And like I do wish that was something that was more like part of corporate America, I guess. But
that's one of my like charges that I feel called to is to like change that about like any company I run. That's what I want to do. Yeah. So however big that is, hopefully it's big enough that it could catch on as a trend with other people too. But yeah, I think, I don't know, life is, there's so much more to life than just work. And also there's so much flexibility that should be in the workplace. Anyway, that's my soapbox.
No, I agree with that.
Were your parents entrepreneurial? Like, what do your parents do?
My dad is an attorney and he owns a law firm in Spartanburg, and my mom's a Christian counselor, but she worked in my dad's law firm all growing up so that like she could shuttle us around. Like
Yeah.
my brother played football at Sanford, and my sister plays basketball and soccer. So like I didn't do any sports really. I ran in high school, but I wasn't very good. But like she was shuttling us around, but also contributing to the family in that way of working in his office. So like I always saw my dad owning his own company. And he's a great source of asking questions. Even now, and legally, I'm like, what should I do with this?
Yeah, totally.
It's an awesome resource to have. And so I did have him as an entrepreneur in my life, who I still look up to, but it never was like a big theme, I guess you could say, with like entrepreneurship running in my family for years and years. It just truly, like, I believe that this is something that God's put on my heart. Like, there's no other way to describe it.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like, I wasn't like exposed to a lot of entrepreneurs other than him, but our jobs are very different. And honestly, it probably took him a while to be like, why is my daughter leaving her like very great corporate job to go do what's she doing in? But they're very supportive and wonderful. But yeah, they've always supported me. And even like, I think about how I want to be as a parent. And like, I was always at the end of my driveway, like selling anything.
Yeah,
like
totally.
I would find something, like I'd be a flipper. I'd be a flipper
I
finding
love that.
stuff in my house, selling it at the end of the street. And my parents were like, okay. Like,
Yeah.
I think as a parent, I'd be like, well, I'd be like laughing. I'd be like, what are they doing? Like, this is so stupid. They probably were like that to me, but they were supportive and
Yeah,
they just let
that's
me do
awesome.
whatever I wanted. Like, I wasn't a bad kid asking to do bad things, but like wanted to like host 5 babies, like newborn babies. And I'm like in 2nd or 3rd grade at our house. They're like, okay.
Yeah.
And like that requires them to be hands-on too, or
Yeah.
at least my mom.
Yeah. Your
So-
mom was helping.
my
support
mom
that
was running the
business.
camp. Yeah. Yep. So it's just funny, like thinking about that now as I'm an adult.
Yeah.
I'm like, like they let me do that?
Right.
That's crazy to think about. But they definitely opened, or doors were open to me, and they like helped me through them for sure.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I so you compare yourself to people on the internet, and so there's all these people who, you know, started and sold their first business before they were 21. And so then I look at that and I'm like, oh, well, I've never started my first business and sold it at, 22 for $5 million. So
Yeah.
I'm not
I'm
an
so
entrepreneur or
behind.
whatever. I'm behind.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I look back, I did door-to-door sales when I was 10 to raise money for
Yeah.
our mission trip. And I did, worked
Yeah.
for my mom's friend who had an essential oil business
Yep.
and like put together oil bottles for her or whatever. Like I did
It's like Mary Kay, like the
same
pink
thing.
Cadillac.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I did do that kind of stuff. So it is funny. My mom has to remind me of that because I compare myself to people who are
Yeah.
in a different life.
Dude.
So
phase.
easy to do.
Steven was talking about this the other night. It's so interesting. If you ask he was like, I wonder if I asked my grandmother, or he was saying like, you like pull up Architectural Digest videos and you
Oh,
like
love
you look
those.
at these houses and you're like, wow, I want that and that and that. And this is cool and this is cool. And your taste is like perfectly curated. He's also talking about how the president, like CEO of Pinterest, like doesn't let his kids have anything, like any phones. Cause he's like, I think Pinterest is like the most damaging app,
Really?
but he's the CEO. And he was saying like, I wonder if I asked my grandmother, like, how many houses have you seen? Just like in general.
Yeah.
She'd probably be like the ones in my like neighborhood and like
Right.
some around town.
Uh-huh.
Like now in just like the part of history we happen to like play a role in, like you can like curate what you want so perfectly and compare what you have more than any other time in history for sure. So it's like super interesting. Like, yeah, there's a million people doing better than you, but like there's always people doing better than you, even if you're like a billionaire.
Yeah.
I
Like
think that goes back
there's
to
always a
weddings,
bigger
too.
fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you.
There's always a cooler, bigger, more expensive wedding.
Oh yeah, and you're not exposed to that. You're just exposed to the weddings that you get
Yeah.
invited to.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like you don't see the other ones going on.
Yeah.
One of my like good friends from home, she will do some like side work working with these like super luxurious weddings and go like all across the country working for them. And like it's so easy to like, I'm like, send me pictures of this one. Like this one was in Vogue. She was sending me this one. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I will never have that. And
Yeah.
I never even knew that I wanted something
Yeah.
like that until
Yeah.
I saw this. So it truly, Instagram, like I can see what he means with Pinterest too, because that's where you go to find
Literally
stuff
where
for
you go to find
weddings.
stuff you don't
Yeah.
have that you want.
Right,
Right.
to spend
Yeah.
money. Or it's everything's so expensive nowadays, just dream. But it, like, social media has been the number one biggest key part of growth in Paper Eliza. I've seen all of the growth that I've had through Paper Eliza has been through social media. That's
Yeah.
how I reach people. Like, I work with clients all across the country. They
Yeah.
would have never been able to find me
Totally.
Yeah.
if it wasn't for social media. So I'm so grateful for that. But it does, like, you have that comparison that you never thought
Yeah.
you would have before.
Yeah.
So I didn't even think about that. That's a great part about your business is it's
Yeah.
not local.
Exactly.
It doesn't have, you can literally send everything over digital.
Well,
You ship it.
I ship it.
Yeah.
But I work with a fulfillment printer, so they handle
They-
shipping for me.
See, that's
So
awesome.
I could work anywhere.
Yeah, if it's like a photographer, it's like you're flying them out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, or-
is also fun. But
Yeah, no, that's
yeah.
sick. And people do that, but it's like there's way more like overhead with that.
Totally. And
Like that's
people
really cool.
aren't as willing to pay for them to fly over
Yeah.
and stuff like that. They'd rather
That's
find
super
a local. So it is, that's awesome part of my business.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That
it
was
comes with
something I
pros and
wanted to
cons.
ask you about
Uh-huh.
was like your relationship with social media because
Yeah.
it is integral to your business.
It is. And I love it.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, it's so much fun. And in college, when I started Paper Eliza's Instagram, I kind of treated it like a Finsta.
Yeah.
Like, I would just run my mouth on there.
Yeah.
I'll, like, look back, you know, like, when it'll be like, 5 years ago, you posted this on the site. I was like, why did I say that? Like, these
Yeah.
people don't know me.
Yeah.
It's like me and, like, my best friend from college, and we're, like, running our mouths about something. Like,
Yeah.
and it was just so fun.
Yeah.
And now that it's like my full-time job, I am more serious about it, but I still have fun with it. And I think that that is really important to my business because I want people to feel like that they know me
Totally.
and are familiar with me, because like we just email back and forth all day long and we're
Yeah.
talking through ideas, and I want them to feel like that I'm a friend, and I want to like build that up first. And I don't
Yeah.
want it to be fake. Like, I genuinely want them to feel comfortable with me.
Yeah.
And so I think that that all stems from being real and vulnerable and honest and normal on social media, and not just painting this like beautiful picture.
Yeah.
Whether I'm like venting about something or just also showing what
Yeah.
I'm working on that day. So I love social media.
Yeah.
Like, I have way more positive things to say than negative.
Yeah.
And I think the negative things to say are like stem from like sinfulness in my own life of like being jealous of somebody else having something better than me
Totally.
or something like that. So it's the negative things aren't even because of Instagram. It's just because I need to be better about myself.
Yeah.
But
No.
yeah, it's been huge for my business. I push forth like a good amount of ads every week. That's how I find people.
Yeah.
Giveaways are great on there too. Yeah, I
That's
love
a cool
it.
insight. Yeah. Yeah. Our friend Elijah runs a cafe up outside of Cincinnati,
Yeah.
and he kind of does the same thing with Instagram. He's just
Uh-huh.
like posting stuff all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And it's like, honestly,
And it worked.
you know, you have like
Yeah.
the 10 people whose stories you look at every time.
Yeah.
I look at their cafe story every time I'm on Instagram.
And it's
Yeah.
a random cafe in Cincinnati.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
awesome.
But I think I like that perspective because I think Instagram is fun and useful when you contribute to it,
Yeah.
but when you fall into consuming it,
That's a great point.
that is where I find that it does become unhealthy. You know?
Totally.
When you're just sitting there scrolling, like that's not good for anybody.
Oh.
Don't do that. But
Yeah.
if you get on and like you look at your friends and what they're doing, and then you say something to them, and then you like post something, and then people respond to like, it's fun to keep up with people, and I can keep
Totally.
up with my friends who live in Texas, and I never see anymore. But like, I can post a picture that I bought an old car, and then we have a conversation, and then I'm still friends with them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
You have to come to a point where you're like, okay, I'm fine with this, like, ending.
Yeah.
You know, it needs to have some kind of, you shouldn't be attached to it. Like, the best part of Instagram is when you're not, like, using that to make you happy.
Totally.
Like if you're just like, I'm going to post this, I don't care how many likes it gets. That's usually the one that like does the best.
Totally.
Mm.
Yeah. 100%. I when I post stuff for this, I posted it and then I delete Instagram.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to
I'm
look
like,
at it.
I'll go like the comments tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
It's done.
Yeah, that's a healthy way to be. I like, because I work for myself, or I'll like be on the treadmill, I'll be on a walk. I'm like whole time 45 minutes. It's just you waste so much time.
Yeah.
That's a negative.
Yeah.
That's a negative that I forgot. It's a big time waster, but
Yeah.
That's
comes
good.
with pros and cons.
Yeah. What's the dream, Eliza? What
The
are you
dream.
aiming at?
I think the dream, it changes all the time. And depending on life stage too. So it's hard to think even about like the next life stage, like being a mom one day, like what that looks like, because I want to give everything 100% of what I do.
Yeah.
And that was the problem with Regents of like, I felt like I was at a point where Paper was asking me to give 100% and I was failing at literally every area of my life. I couldn't just, something had to go in my life, and I don't want to be that way when I become a mom, but I love working and I love Paper and I just love my job. I love my life. And I really would one day hopefully build up a team. So that's the dream of Paper Eliza, to have a team and for me to kind of step back and have more of a just like business role, because that's what I love. And so I don't think like we're close to that right now, but I'm not rushed to do that either.
Yeah.
And I really I'm trusting the Lord's timing, and I truly believe like when I need to hire someone, I will. And it's going to take like the perfect fit of the person for me to really be like, oh, maybe it's time. But one day the dream would be I would love to always get to do this, and I would feel so lucky, but to build up a team around me, kind of create more of an inventory of semi-custom products, have digital products that you can purchase on my site that is immediately downloadable, still do semi-custom, still do fully custom wedding stuff, and maybe you do some more lifestyle stuff, Paper products as well, and just have a company that's easy to delegate things out to other people. But like I said too, like I would love to have other businesses too. Like I would love to have a business with Jordan one day. I would love to have some kind of other, I don't know. I would love to just do a lot of stuff.
Totally.
You know, I never want, and right now life isn't boring, but I always want like a couple things going on.
Yes.
And I don't know like exactly what those are going to be, but that is the dream of take more kind of like a business minded ownership role of this company, step back in design, and also have a couple other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's probably a very vague answer.
No. That's one of the last episodes we did. I said the adventure of your life is found in just doing stuff.
Right. One step
Just
forward.
Do stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I'm the same way. I've got a lot of stuff I'm chasing all at the same time. And
some
it makes
will pan
life
out.
fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
One or two will work.
Yeah.
And then the ones that fail, you're like, not where I'm supposed to be.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
God's
Who
plan.
cares?
Different door closed, different door open.
That's how I am too.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, Eliza.
Of course. Thanks so much for having me.
That was really
I love
fun.
getting to talk to y'all.
Yeah.
That was a blast.
That was a
It
good time. Thanks for listening, everyone. And go check out Eliza. Eliza, plug your stuff.
I'm at Paper from Eliza on Instagram. That's really mainly where I spend my time. But if you need to email me, I'm Eliza@papereliza.com.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Wait, hold on. I'm thinking. What were we listening to on the way in?
Oh,
Hardy.
Hardy.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, sometimes we end in music. We used to do music. We used to do other stuff. I don't know. You just got to feel it out.
Yeah, we just kind of, there's no good intro, there's no good outro.
Yeah.
It just kind of happens.
I'm honored for Hardy to be mine.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks, Eliza.
Of course.
Yeah, sorry.